All right, programming 11. We're gonna get pretty crazy for this video, so I hope you are prepared. You have maybe a glass of water or something nearby to hydrate, maybe a snack or something. This is gonna be a bit of a big video. We're gonna start doing rotations, and it's gonna, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so where shall we start? Thing that we'll do first is we're going to change the rendering engine of our sketch. We've been using the budget rendering engine, which is good enough. It's quick, it just gets things done, but it doesn't do them very well. So I'd like to make our animations a little bit smoother. So check it out. Over here in size, I can give it a third argument. And the one I'm going to give it is, it's kind of weird, P2D, which stands for the Processing 2D Rendering Engine. So we're going to kick this sketch into high gear, and it's going to render smoother. If you run your sketch, you'll see that I don't know if you can see in the video, but it's moving much smoother than it was previously. Before it was a little bit choppy. You could see it sort of like moving across the screen. So P2D is a better rendering engine. You could also use FX2D. It's sort of, I think it's not experimental anymore, but at the time it was kind of experimental when it was first created. So FX2D works quite nicely as well. So you can kind of choose which one you want to use. Either one I think is okay for this project. I'm going to switch to P2D though, the non-experimental one, and just go with that one. FX2D also made things twice as big. I don't know why that is. So we'll just use P2D. I'm getting creeped out by the other one. Okay, so that was first thing. Rendering engine is now better, stronger, faster, all that good stuff. Next, I'd like to show you how to rotate something. So down here, you know when we did translate? Hey, guess what? There's a rotate function. Rotate. And you can give it an angle, and it will rotate whatever it is that you're drawing in between the push and pop matrix around the origin. So this is one of the secret reasons why I wanted you to make sure you drew everything relative to the origin. Because when you rotate, it always rotates around the origin. So if you didn't draw things on the origin, it would sort of like orbit around the origin. It was sort of like you'd see it sort of rotating around a invisible origin. Because I've drawn all my stuff at the origin, then we'll kind of see it spin in its center. So you might be like, okay, cool, I'm going to put in like 45 degrees and I'm going to see what happens. Unfortunately, rotate does not expect a degree. It expects a radian, which is a measure of angles which uses the number pi, which is no big deal. We can do some math and figure out what it is. But just to show you, like, if I rotated this 45 degrees, I'll show you what happens. It does rotate, but that's not what you would have expected, right? 45 degrees, that's like should have been a little bit better, a little bit nicer for that. So what the heck are radians? I don't really want to get into a whole lesson on radians. I'm kind of tempted to, but there's a way to cheat. There's a way to cheat. You can do this. Radians 45. And notice there's two parentheses. That is a function that converts degrees into radians. And this is a little bit wild, but you now have a function in your argument. But it's okay because radians is a special function. It's almost like a filter, a translator. It will translate 45 into radians and then feed that into the argument for rotate. So we just put a function in our function. So that's a pretty amazing thing. Let's see, did it work? Does it sort of rotate 45 degrees now? Oh yeah, 45. We did it. And now you can just use numbers that sort of make sense for the math that you've done so far. Maybe some of you have seen radians. I don't know. If you have, feel free to program in pure radians. But I'm going to be a little more careful about that because most of you don't know radians. What would happen if you rotate 90 degrees? you will see a difference. The spikes will still be sticking out straight, but you can see like the black shadowy parts are now in the top right hand corner. If I rotate 180 degrees, you can experiment and see what's going on here. You'll see the black stuff is in the bottom corner now, and so on. So like you were definitely rotating the shape. So that's exciting. Hey, we rotated. But I know what you want to do. I know you don't want to rotate 180 degrees. I want to spin this thing, and I think you want to spin this thing too. You want to watch this thing go across the screen and be like tumbling and tumbling and tumbling, and that'll be a lot of fun. So let's do that right now. So what I'd like to do is turn that into some kind of variable, right? But I don't want to, I don't know, I don't want to do it inside of here. I'd like to do it from this part here. In fact, I'd like to make an argument. I'd like compass to have an argument where I could say turn 45 degrees and would draw the compass rotated at 45 degrees. So how do I do that? So if I want 3 arguments, I need to have 3 parameters. So I right now have 2 parameters, so I'm going to add in a third parameter to catch that third argument. I'm going to say int angle. Yeah? Looking good. So now I can send it an angle. I'll catch it here, and now I can plug in angle right in here. So this is a kind of cascading effect going on. And if it's this feeling confusing, well, this is the wildest thing we've done yet in this course. So thanks for hanging in there. But basically, we've defined it so that we can now tell compasses to go to a particular x, a particular y, and then rotate to a particular angle. And they get caught in these parameters, and we make those parameters actually mean what we called them by sticking them in the translate function and the rotate function. So let's see, did it do it? Okay, yeah, good. So this is working. And now we can turn that into a variable. Let's do it. I'm going to make int compass angle. And I'm going to start compass angle at 0. I don't know. And now I'm going to say compass angle equals compass angle plus, I'll say 1. Last but not least, I'm going to stick compass angle into this argument. So compass angle is going to change every frame, and that's going to get sent to this parameter, which will drive this rotate function. Will it work? Let's try it. Yes, we did it. It's rotating as it goes across the screen. It is tumbling, and we've made a really badass function. For our first function, it's pretty huge. I'm kind of doubting whether maybe we should have jumped so far, but hopefully you're finding it pretty straightforward. Or if you aren't, I'm here to answer your questions, so please send me your questions. But we've made this compass function so we can send it x's, y's, and angles, and we've used translate and rotate to make those things actually work. So now we're able to spin things around. We could do -5 if we wanted to spin it the other way. We could make it, oh wait, wrong one. That's not the angle, that's the x. Let's do -1, sorry. We subtract, we'll spin the other direction. And if we change this number, we can make it spin faster, right? Here's -10. So now it's going to spin, faster. Ooh, it looks like it's wobbling, hey? Because I guess the offset shadows are becoming more obvious now. And, we could just get a little bit wild, just be making this thing spin wow, we're going to start having seizures. Sorry if you have any epilepsy. So I don't actually think it's going to generate a seizure. Just joking. Okay, shouldn't joke about epilepsy. Anyways, we are, What did I want to do? Oh yeah, one last thing. Will you indulge me in a little goofy experiment? I'd like to turn off the background. I'm gonna bring the speed down to back to 1. I want to see what happens as it goes across the screen, what it looks like as it traces that out. So I'm gonna actually turn off background. I'm just curious. Just curious. Let's see what happens. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh yeah, it's like tracing out like almost like a screw like pattern as it goes across the screen. Oh, that's so cool. Nice. I bet there's all sorts of interesting patterns that we could discover as we go through this. And I wonder what it looks like at different speeds. Like if I change this to like 10, does that get too wild? Do we lose a lot of it? Oh, what? Crazy. Oh, we could have a lot of fun with this. I think we could just play with this all day long. Or at least I could. But definitely try to set that up for yourself as well. With your shape, try to get some rotates going on, and I look forward to seeing how it goes for you. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.